of the Mogul. There once was an empty lot at the center of the Emerald City. I'd lived just down the street from it, judging it and hating every individual resting inside of it, until in my mid-teens when I was kicked out of my home, left to fend for myself. I struck out on my own. One cold, bitter night, I caught sight of the trash fire's shadows dancing through the shrubs, disbanded, hungry and frozen to the bone. There was no judgment left, only gratitude as I swallowed my pride and stepped into their world, a beggar among beggars, and they welcomed me. So yes, on that lot, there were dirty used needles, hardened homeless individuals, but beneath the trash and among the rats and garbage infecting it and keeping it vacant, I found a place to call home when no one else would have me. I began to imagine the endless potential the mess held, because like me, it was gold on the inside, but hadn't been given the opportunity to grow as it should. On cold nights, sitting silently around the shared fire can, I pictured the foundation for a temple that had yet to be made. I'd think of all the beautiful things I'd seen on my travels looking for side jobs and food through the day, and I would let them create the beginnings of the empire I'd build for myself someday. This stage taught me the pearl that each situation holds potential. There are lessons to be gained, freedom to be achieved through traditions broken by necessity, or lack of access due to a current situation. It isn't until we encounter these that we can truly see ourselves as human. The world came into question from that first night in that lot, full of broken, homeless vessels like me, empty vacuums sucking life off of everything around them, until given the opportunity to provide the pearls they've collected to something new, and unhardened to the way they'd fallen into. The wolves became my shepherds, shielding and masking me from anything that might be able to overpower me. We started an operation, one that would eventually land me the empire I'm speaking to you from. The space where I became the unknown king, a silent tabloid playboy who never stopped to comment, the cutthroat mogul, the lone wolf entrepreneur who entered into a land hungry and will leave it just the same. I gained my position by getting to know my competition from the inside, while remaining unseen. The wise beggar prince who'd seen enough reality TV as a kid to know that no position is beneath someone with a goal in mind. With curiosity and ferocious hunger for more my parents had both left for me, I had no choice but to overcome and gain the prize awaiting me. I'd find the men who'd sent my father on the run and work my way back to the beginning of the list of things that had come between our family. It wasn't until away into the solo journey that I realized I wasn't doing it for them anymore. That boat set sail when they'd left me on the streets to fend for myself. I realized that someday, if he came looking for me, I would live to see the look on his face when I slammed the door on it. It had been the thought to make me smile when I'd had a camera installed in the doorbell. I soon came to realize that revenge never ends well for the one carrying it. The methods behind it were better tossed out like a hot potato and exchanged for a forgiving approach. One too many people lost their lives around me at the hands of grudges. I figured, so long as I didn't hold them, they wouldn't pursue me. The problem is, most get bitter instead of wise. Most men whose pride is brought into question burn down in flames at the first mention of them not being enough for someone, or something inside of themselves. Instead of forming willpower, strengthening patience, and looking ahead toward the long game, these often become the first to get self-righteous, angry, resentful, the first to cast accusations, blame, and reasons for why they are the way they are, excusing their behavior for something that happened long before the present situation. I keep one of my size 8 sneakers framed in my office. I even set it on the only shelf gracing the wall of windows facing out on 2 sides toward the city from the heights I now see from. Loyalty is the only thing that there is. Through loyalty, all good things come. And where there is none, no relationship can take form, be born, or come into being. Without loyalty to a dream, it will always stay in mind.